Howdy friends, it's Kathy from RustPaperScissors. I want to wish everybody a happy new year, happy 2023. We were blessed to have a wonderful 2022. My family is healthy and happy, and we're looking forward to the new year. I wanted to talk about my shop and the rusted elements that I sell, and I love rust. Rust is my passion, and my motto is rust is a must. I really love how the rusted elements look in a vintage or grungy junk journal. And I just wanted to try and figure out a way to perhaps make the rusted elements a little more accessible to people. I know not everyone needs a lifetime supply of rusted paper clips. I do sell these by the box in my shop, but I know you use a lot of paper clips, but not everything you need a large amount. And I would like for people to try the rust and see if they might like a specific item or come back to my shop and perhaps buy a larger quantity. I also wanted to mention to everyone that if you do need a specific quantity of an item that I don't provide, if you would message me, I will see if I can accommodate your request. The other thing about my store, if you look, the things might look expensive, and I just want to explain that, it takes, I have to acquire the items, I have to spend, time in rusting them and then packaging and mailing them. It's just kind of intensive and expensive, but I do try to keep the cost down, and I try to sell a quantity that I think people can use. That's why I wanted to make this little, I'll call it a rusted wish list for a junk journal, or a rusted ephemera kit for a junk journal. But I want to go through the items and talk about them, and I would appreciate any comments, and if you have any questions, please just leave me a comment or a message. I would appreciate it. The first area of the kit I wanted to talk about was paper clips, and I was going to include 5 of the rusted jumbo paper clips and 5 of the regular paper clips. This is an item that I just started rusting, and I would like to sell. I believe they're called owl clips, and the reason I haven't put them in my shop is that a box of these is much more expensive than just a box of regular paper clips, and I don't really know why. So I would have to charge so much more for a box. So I didn't know if there was an interest in perhaps me providing a box, or what would be a quantity that you felt like that you could use in your journal. Like I say, not everybody needs a lifetime supply. Some people make multiple journals, and then other people just make one. So it's hard to know the best way to go. But if you're interested, please leave me a comment so I can know maybe how to package those. Another item that I just rusted or tarnished was I believe these are called butterfly clips. Again, how many do you need for one journal? You probably don't need a lot, and just selling one is not feasible for me. So that's why I included that in this kit. Another item that I sell are these are hair clips or alligator clips, and I really love them. I love the way they look on a journal. If you are clipping something in there, it will stick out. I like to add a rhinestone to the end here, and I just really like the look of the rhinestone and the rust. So that's an example of something you could do. But that's you get an alligator clip, and then you get a rusted. This is another hair clip. I believe it's called a duck clip, and I love the way these rust. These rust very nicely. And again, I included that. I sell these in a little bit larger quantities in my shop, but again, I wanted just to get people to try them, so that's why I included them in this set. Then this is just a rusted mini binder clip. This is a rusted bulldog clip. I love the bulldog clips. I use them a lot in my journals as a closure. I use 2 and then a chain, and that's my closure. So I really like those. I sell those closures in my shop, but I included a bulldog clip here. So that's kind of the paper clips. Then I wanted to talk about another one of my signature items. It's called a metal prong fastener, and I love these. I add them in almost every journal. It's an easy way to add extra pages to a journal. What I did here in the little mini journals that I made, the pages that I put in there, I attached with the metal prong fastener. And I've stated this several times, but it's an easy way to attach the papers. You can change the papers out. You could add more pages. You could take pages out. It's just an easy way to use that in your journals. So that's an example of that. Another thing you could do with the metal prong fastener is I make these journal inserts. It's just I believe that's a tab, a file tab. I'm not real sure what it's called, but I just add that, and then I just add some tea-stained pages and make a little insert, and again, it's held together with the fastener. So that's an easy way to do that. And then another way that I use them is just a piece of corrugated cardboard, and then I add the tea-stained paper. On this one, I attach the paper with a brad, but you could attach them with fasteners, and I do that quite a bit, but that's a very easy way to do it. So that's the metal prong fastener. I did want to let you know I included 6 brads in the kit, so you could make several of these little booklets, or you could use them on tags, or just several different ways to use the brads. So they're included in this kit. This is an example of an item that takes more work than you would think. It's called a banker's clasp, and it holds quite a bit of paper. I love them. It works very well. The problem is it's stainless steel, and I can't get it to rust. I got it to tarnish, but it won't rust. And so it just takes a little more effort. I sell these in sets of 3 in my shop, but again, I wanted more people to try them and see if they liked them. So I wanted to include one in this kit, and I wanted to just show you how it works. It's very easy. You can take a group of papers, and then this is just a corrugated cardboard, and then I'm just going to put those together, and very easy. I like the way it looks on the side. It's very secure. The pages stay together, and it holds quite a few pages. So that's an example of that. And then I also had an example of a little more fragile paper. This is some old book papers, And again, you just bring it to the side. It's a little harder with the camera right here in my way, so I can't get it open. Hold on. There we go. But I just wanted you to see that even with the fragile papers, it really doesn't hurt the pages. It holds, like I say, quite a few pages. They're not going to slip out. So that's just the banker's clasp, and I really like those. And something else that I wanted to include and mention are the bulb pens. I just got these, and I rusted these. I would like to sell them in my shop, but I don't really feel like it's cost effective. And I don't know how many to sell in a quantity. So I feel like you could go to Amazon and buy the bronze bulb pens, and it would be more cost effective than me, rusting them and selling them, in a quantity. But I wanted to include them in my journal because in the kit, because everybody loves them, everybody uses them. I just don't know how to sell them. So they're included, a set of 5. And then another item that I sell and use in my journals all the time are these ribbon crimps. I sell the smaller, the 3/4 inch, and then this is an inch size. And I use these to attach ribbon and fabric to pages. I use it on the side of my signatures to add jewelry to the journal. I'll show you an example here in a minute, but I really love these. It's an easy, quick way to use them, and I wanted to give you a set of each. So an example of like attaching, this is, I guess, a flip. So I just attached the fabric to the tag with the ribbon crimp. And again, you could add a bow or a ribbon to the top here if you wanted. An example, in my journals, a lot of times on a page, I will make a ribbon belly band, and this is just an example of, you could put something in there and then you've got a belly band. I did this just on a guest check, but you just crimp the top and bottom, you get your ribbon and you attach it with the ribbon crimps and you've got, an instant belly band. So it's really easy and I love them. Another way that I talked about that I use the ribbon crimps is to add bling or jewelry to a journal. Again, I attach the jewelry with maybe a jump ring, and then this is a chandelier crystal. This is not a vintage item, just so you know, it's just a modern chandelier crystal, but I have attached with the ribbon crimp, and I attach that on the side of, like on the signature covers, and it just adds some bling and some jewelry to the journals. I use broken ear bobs and necklaces that I've taken apart or chain, that are no longer able to wear. So I find those in thrift stores, and so that's just another way to use the ribbon crimp. And then the last item in the set are called, they're called D-ring fasteners, and I believe they are used in the hanging pictures, the backs of hanging pictures, but I use them to close my journals or signatures, and I'll show you an example again of this little journal. I add the D-ring fastener with a brad, and then I, have the back, I have them meet up, and then if I can do it on camera, I will show you how it comes through. It's very easy to do, and then I'll just tie not a knot. I'm not going to do a bow because I'm very challenged with bows. Excuse me. So, but there you go. And then it's a quick little closure. And like I said, you could use it on a mini journal. You could use it on a signature in your journal. Just several different ways to use it. So that's basically the kit. And I wanted to say, I believe there's 32 items, and it will be for sale on my Etsy shop, RustPaperScissors. I did want to talk about one other item, if y'all could perhaps help me. This is again an example of, these metal items are sometimes hard to package and sell. So I had a friend who encouraged me to rust some staples. She had rusted the staples and it had turned out great. And so I wanted to try it, and I did, and they did turn out great. I love them. I think, they look great, would be great in a journal. The thing I'm worried about is the adhesive that holds the staples together. I'm not sure how it will hold up in transit. And then the other quandary that I have is if I sold a box of staples, there's 5,000 staples. That's 2 lifetime supplies for most people, I think. So I wanted to sell them, but, how do I sell them in smaller quantities? So I was able to find a smaller quantity. It's the standard staple. There are 1,000 staples in this little box. And I thought, oh, that would be great. I'm not sure if people are interested. So I was wondering if you could help me out and if you would tell me if you would be interested in buying the staples. Again, this would be kind of a more intensive process because it's too expensive to buy just these smaller quantities. It's more cost effective for me to buy a big box of staples and then to cut them down, not cut them down, but make the package myself and, fit these into a package. I'm making sense. It sounds kind of crazy to me, but would people be interested in that? Is that something you would like to have, or you think is something that, would be useful for you? I think I like using the rusted staples. I just don't know really kind of how to go about it. So that's all I wanted to share today. I do appreciate your time. I want to wish everybody again a Happy New Year, and hope 2023 is a great year for everybody. Thank you for your time, and I'd appreciate your comments.